Hey y'all, welcome to Clackbait. Now, the Portico is back, but this time in the 75% layout with the knob, of course. And the board launches March 4th at the price point of $140 US. So stay with me and we'll do a quick hyperlapse build along with the B-roll that you don't want to miss. I'll show you what comes in the kit and give you my pros and cons with the typing test. So enough talk, let's see how it sounds, let's see how it feels. Let's start the build. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that B-roll. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the Clackbait family. Okay, here's what $140 gets you with the Portico75 kit. Now it does come with a nice protective carrying case, some C3 screw-in stabilizers, which is the V3 variant, and I'll go over this in just a bit, a hot swap PCB with per key and underglow RGB with VIA compatibility, an FR4 plate, a thick boy silicone dampening mat, a felt dampening mat that goes between the PCB and the plate, standoffs, which I removed, a USB-C cable, some silicone feet, and here's the hardware that you get along with it. You get a screwdriver, switch puller, keycap puller, hex key, extra screws, and standoffs in case you lose them. The only thing you'll need are some switches and keycaps to complete the build. So today we'll be using the Gateron CJs lubed with some 205 grade 0, and these are already super smooth, but they do have a slightly higher pitch, so I'm hoping the polycarbonate case along with the FR4 plate tone it down just a bit to give me that pop that I'm looking for. Now the case for the Portico75 feels pretty high quality for an entry-level polycarbonate board. It has metal threaded inserts for the screws, the polycarbonate feels softer than boards like the MK87, and it doesn't creak or make sounds when twisting it, not that you'll be twisting it when it's on your desk. I really do like the design and color options that are available, and the knob has nice tactility and can be programmed for whatever you need to do in VIA. I also like that they use a daughter board to lower the USB-C just enough to where it isn't awkwardly high, and overall I think the board looks pretty nice. Now the new C3 equals V3 stabilizers have been updated with better tolerances and include something that would help you save a lot of time if you're into modding your stabs. They call it the Soulmate kit, and it includes Teflon and Poron strips to easily do the holy mod, stab stem landing mats in a 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3 millimeter thickness, and a wire dampening mat. So I'll be using the Poron strips for the holy mod in today's build along with the wire dampening mats, lube the housing and stems with some Krytox 205 grade 0, and some grease where the wire clips into the stabilizers, not in the housings. Now here's some pros and cons with the Portico75. Although the build process was pretty straightforward, I found the JST cable from the PCB to be a bit too short to easily install to the daughter board. Not a huge issue by any means, but I thought it should be mentioned. Also, the case does have metal inserts for the screws, which is awesome, but I did find that a couple of the screws didn't screw in as smoothly as I'd like it to be. Kinda sounded like it was screwing to plastic. But if you back up the screws just a bit, make sure it's aligned perfectly, you should be good to go. Now another con would be that I wasn't really thrilled with the underglow RGB. The diffusion on the board isn't really that good, so you're left with just seeing LEDs on the outside of the bottom of the board that really don't get diffused very well. So with that being said, RGB on this board for me will be off. Now finally, I'm not a fan of the gap on the right side of the navigation cluster. It feels like it could have had another navigation button instead of just the two under the rotary knob, but once again that's just preference. But to me, that would have been nice to see. So as far as pros with the Portico75, First, I think for $140, I think you're getting a pretty decent kit with everything you need to build included, minus the switches and keycaps, of course. The build quality is actually really nice compared to the NK67, and I'd say it's on par with the KBD67 Lite. So no weird plastic sounds, and the aluminum knob feels really high quality with knurling, which makes it pretty easy to grab. Comparatively, I also like their implementation of the gasket mount and felt dampening pad better than the KBD67 Lite, because that one has like a silicone plate suspension dampener thing that I really didn't like. I like the fact that they pre-installed the gaskets, which saves a lot of time and hassle during the build process, and also that they provide some extras just in case you need them. Overall, the board does have a pleasant balance, but nothing that's really noticeable. However, removing the silicone dampener does increase it just a bit and gives it a fuller sound. The sound of the board is surprisingly lively. Generally, having a thick silicone dampener can mute the sound quite a bit, but I was happy with the way the CJ sounded with this board's configuration. I did remove the case dampener and replace it with a bit of polyfill. This gave the CJs a slightly deeper sound and increased the bounce quite a bit. I really like the mods on this board as well. They're nice and slappy. So take a listen. So do I recommend this board? At $140, sure. If I were to take the layout out of the equation and just go by the most enjoyable typing experience and sound, I'd say the Portico75 is my favorite plastic entry board to date. With that being said, there's a lot of boards out there and prices are getting really competitive. There are also some aluminum boards out there that are starting at a slightly higher price point, but they're not that far off. So it's really up to you. If you're looking for a plastic aesthetic with some fun colors, a knob, a 75% layout, and a good typing experience, I think you'll be happy with the Portico75. However, if you're looking for something that feels a bit more premium, like having an aluminum case, I think you have some good options out there for a bit more cash. Overall, this is a good entry point into the mechanical keyboard hobby. And a quick note, this is not a sponsored video, nor do I have any affiliate links for this. TKC is seeing this review when you do. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you dig the content. I'll see you in the next one. I got a lot of boards coming up. Peace.